today we have probably the most unique club we've ever reviewed here, called the Moonwood 8. The marketing behind the Moonwood 8, if you guys have seen any commercials, infomercials, online, social media, whatever, get the distance of a 3-wood with the trajectory of a 7-iron. So when I first put my hands on this thing, I was at my house, I looked at it, I looked down at it, I said, no chance. No chance I'm gonna either hit this as far as my 3-wood, or B, hit this as high as my 7-iron. No chance. I was like, it's gonna be somewhere in between, might feel a little hokey, might feel a little gimmicky, but I'll tell you what, we got out here, we got it on the launch monitor, we hit some shots, and I was very surprised. Very surprised. Especially since, like I said, this is the most unique club we've ever seen here at US Golf TV for our club reviews. Maybe you guys can drop a comment below. Maybe some of the cool 65-degree wedges are more unique. I think this is more unique because when you're looking at the way this club performs, it really is meant to be more of an iron type club. But when I stacked this thing up against my 7-iron, that was the marketing, right? It said it's gonna hit the height of your 7-iron. 3 out of the 5 shots with this Moonwood went significantly higher. I mean, 116, 114 feet of apex, where my 7-iron was 105, 103, 108. I mean, this club went high. So I did some research. I was like, okay, 25 degrees aloft. We got 25 degrees aloft here. What is my stock 7-iron? Stock 7-iron is 38 degrees aloft. So this thing has significantly less loft, is a little bit longer in length, and goes higher than my 7-iron. And it wouldn't make sense to just conventional knowledge to be like, how is that possible? When you look at the design and you look at the way this club is set up, it has such a low center of gravity, which means that the weight is brought as low as possible onto the club, that this ball is actually able to loft and launch very high. And I noticed that almost immediately. The stability of the club, everything about it, solid, very solid. Now, when comparing it to my 3-wood, for me personally, there really is no comparison. This Moonwood was flying 197, 199, 195. I think I hit one like a little over 200 yards, which compared to my 7-iron is great. I mean, my 7-iron is about 175. But compared to my 3-wood, I'd be giving up 30 or 40 yards pretty easily. I hit my 3-wood about 240 yards. So this may be something that if you get this in the hands of a higher handicap golfer and have them compare it against their 3-wood, they may just see more consistent contact, more consistent launch, and because of those factors and the elimination of some of those things, it may go just as far as their 3-wood, where they're able to hit this thing maybe 160 or 170 yards, but they have a hard time hitting their 3-woods solid and high to where it can even go that far, let alone have the control. So maybe that's where the merit lies. For me personally, this is not replacing my 3-wood by any means, but I thought it was a very interesting club. Now, with an iron, when comparing these things against the hybrids and the irons and everything that you already have in your bag, one of the biggest things I test, and you guys have maybe seen this before if you've watched a video review with us, is I always try to see what type of versatility that club has. Am I able to hit that club high? Am I able to hit it low? Am I able to try to hit a couple different shots? And the Moonwood can go high. It really can. It can go high with relatively low spin, which is good for distance, good for getting it out there, and good for consistency in terms of apex. But as for me, I had a really hard time hitting this club low. The only way that I could really bring down the height in which the golf ball was flying was to almost kind of scull it. I mean, I wasn't trying to scull it, but I was just trying to maybe hit the center of the ball a little bit more with the sole, and that clearly brought it down for me to mid-80s, 90 feet apex. But whenever I tried to do it the normal way, by putting the ball a little bit further back and trying to really kind of just maybe keep my hands quiet through impact and keep the ball lower, it didn't really perform for me in that sense. And that's okay, honestly. It really is. I mean, this club is not necessarily meant to be a versatile club like a 7-iron. I mean, ideally with a 7-iron, you can try to hit it high, you can try to hit it low, you can hit it out of the trees, you can, fade it and draw it. I mean, this club is not designed to do that. This club is designed to give a consistent ball flight, to hit it high, make it easy to hit. I'll tell you what, it's short. It's not much longer than my 7-iron, so it is short. I mean, when you stand up to this thing compared to maybe you have a hybrid in your bag, it's gonna feel short. I mean, you're gonna feel like you're standing right on top of the golf ball. The lie angle is set that way. I mean, you're like, oh, I gotta swing this thing like an iron. But I'll tell you what, when I made impact, it was just effortless. The ball went high, launched high, lower spin, 196 yards. And I was like, this is pretty nice. So anyways, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple concept, but it's super unique. I mean, low center of gravity, designed like a hybrid, outperforms a 7-iron in terms of distance, and gives maybe a higher handicap a club that they can hit consistently. They can hit it in par 5s, they can hit it on par 4s, they can use it off the tee, they can use it off a longer par 3. It's just a versatile club in terms of distance. In terms of actually being able to flight the ball, the versatility, I felt wasn't quite as much there, and like I said, that's okay. So anyways, one other thing, just in terms of aesthetic, if you don't like white on the top of your golf club, buyer beware. This has a white crown, white shaft. I think it looks sleek and cool, especially when it's called the Moonwood. It looks pretty cool, the white on black Moonwood look. But yeah, that's just kind of a personal preference thing and a decision that you have to make. So anyways, that's the Moonwood. If you guys have any questions about this club, questions about its performance, questions about what clubs it may replace in your bag, feel free to drop those into the comments. Our team is kind of perusing the comments, and we'll be sure to look up, find whatever answers we have to, and just kind of tell you our own personal experience with the Moonwood. So feel free to drop those below and we'll get back to you. Otherwise, before you guys take off, subscribe as well. We're posting tons of golf content every single week. So you guys want to improve your golf game, learn a little bit more about golf clubs, whatever, we've got a full team that's constantly posting videos. So feel free to subscribe before you take off. Have a great day.